Hello, you guys. Welcome and welcome back to the underground. We're going to get into another love reading to see what messages you need to know. Ooh. When it comes to love, you guys, be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Don't bring anything into your life that does not belong, okay? Save yourself the trouble. All right. Anything you need to know is going to be below in the description box. If you guys want to book a personal reading, you can click the link. I need to check and make sure it still works. Just go ahead. If you ever have an issue booking a reading, just let me know. Okay? Just let me know. Because more than likely, if there's something going on, I wasn't aware. All right? But let's go ahead and get into the reading, child. Guilty. I feel pain from the damage I've caused. Ugh. Y'all listen. Half the time, I'm in my own little world. Maybe you can relate. Can y'all relate to that? I tap in when I do these readings. Other than that, I'll be in my own little world, child. Guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration. Father, Mother, God, for the collective. What does the collective need to know when it comes to love at this time? Romantic love, relationships, possibly even friendships. New chapter. It came out in reverse. Didn't we get that last time? So somebody could be feeling guilty about the pain that they caused you. And it's delaying this new chapter. I am trying to move on. Somebody does not. I feel like either somebody doesn't want you to move on or they're struggling to move on. It could be both. Unexpected outcome. Things didn't go the way I planned. Okay. So that's why they can't move on. Third party. There were other things that got in the way of us being together. And that doesn't have to be a person. It could literally be work. It could be family. It could be money. Let's see. What's the message? Unappreciated? I felt like you didn't care. What's the message for the collective? Gossip. I'm afraid of what other people will think. I'm still trying to heal with self-love and reunion. We will always come back to each other. Okay. Somebody may want to get back together with you because of the optics or the image that they're... This feels like it's 11/11 right now. I'm filming this Tuesday, May 27th. Forgiveness, reunion. I'm struggling to get over the past. Yeah. This feels like a situation where somebody wants to repair their image because they may have looked bad because of a separation. Okay. What else? One more card for the collective. Time. I'm afraid it's too late to take action. So there's a person in your energy collective that is struggling to move on because things didn't go the way they expected. And they feel a little guilty about their actions and the pain that they caused, possibly to you or anyone else who was involved, especially if there was like a physical third party, like a person. They're feeling guilty about the pain that they caused, but they're also worried about what people think when it comes to how the dynamics of the situation have transpired. They want to reunite with you, but they feel like time is running out or it's too late for them to speak on what they want. But it kind of feels like they're struggling to get over the past. They're struggling to move on from the past. They don't want to let you go because it's like part of what happened has affected their image. Forgiveness again. I'm struggling to get over the past. And detachment. I had to let this go so I could clear my mind. Yeah, this person knows that you were stressed from this situation, I feel like whoever this is knows that they caused problems. And because it backfired on them and it made them look like a horrible person, I feel like they, you know how when people think that they can apologize to you and it'll make whatever karmic situations that they're experiencing be less severe? You know, like when people go through things and you walk away because you're trying to elevate, right? And I'm only talking to the people who really want to take their healing journey, you know, improvement journey seriously. You guys, you know how it is because you're not focused on that person. Like, it's funny that I said I'll be in my own world. So sometimes when I come on here, I sound kind of awkward and weird because I have to be excited for y'all to want to watch if I'm just sitting here talking like a regular person, y'all are not going to watch the reading. So at the end of the day, like, you show up when you need to show up. I feel like that's very indicative of possibly your attitude towards this relationship, your attitude towards this person. It's like you show up when you need to show up. You do what's required of you, and then you leave. And then you're back in your own world, detached from the situation, letting go, so that you can have a clear head, clear heart, clear spirit, and move forward towards the things that you're meant to do in your life. And I think this person is struggling with that. They don't understand the concept of you loving yourself enough to not be 100% invested in whatever the situation is. It feels to me like you kind of hit the point where you reached your last straw with someone. And they may have been spreading some type of gossip or rumors about the situation, and that could have backfired on them as well. But it's like, whatever the situation is right now, I feel like, you know, just because they want to get back together with you doesn't mean it's going to change the way that they look, change their image, or change their reputation. And that's what I was saying when it comes to like people apologizing. When you leave a person to their own devices and they realize, hey, maybe everybody else isn't the problem. Maybe I'm part of the problem. And they have to face that, but they struggle to take that accountability. They will jump to the conclusion of possibly apologizing to you or trying to get back together with you to ease that pain of whatever they're experiencing karmically. Okay. Birthday just popped out, so it could have just been somebody's birthday. They may have spent their birthday alone. Might be a Taurus, might be a Gemini. Some of y'all might even be an Aries. But let's see. What else does the collective need to know when it comes to love? Journey? Okay. What else does the collective need to know when it comes to love? Intimacy in reverse. Expecting solitude. Yeah. Some of you guys may even be pregnant, or you felt like this person didn't appreciate you when you were pregnant, or they didn't appreciate your parenting style, whether you're masculine or feminine. You may have felt like this person took for granted what you brought to the family dynamic. You may felt like they took for granted the work or the effort that you put into creating a healthy family dynamic. I feel like right now you could definitely be growing something that you care about, whether it's a literal baby or a business or a career, maybe a friend group or hobbies, like whatever it is that you're focusing your energy on, planting seeds and watering those seeds. A lot of you guys don't want to really be around a lot of people. I feel like a lot of you guys want to focus on the journey that you're on. Okay? Because I feel like you can sense this person's energy kind of clinging to you. What else does the collective need to know? False mask reversed. See, bitch? I told you. This is what I'm saying. Somebody's false mask was taken off or ripped away or, ripped to shreds, because this person could have been ripped to shreds, especially like in your communities, whether it's like neighbors knowing neighbors, church groups, when you pick your kids up from school, folks know what's going on. Like, everybody can kind of see that this person is not who they tried to make themselves out to be, because this false mask is in reverse. Their mask is falling off, and people are starting to see that I heard an embarrassment, or that they are untrustworthy. Relocation. Ooh, and pet. So this person sees a lot of people who are loyal to you in the community. You may have a pet like a dog or a cat or something like that. You may have a pet or you may be very passionate about animals. But I feel like this person is thinking about, well, damn, do I need to move? Because everybody in the city knows what happened. And I feel like they're embarrassed. Wow. One more card for the collective. What does the collective need to know? Rich woman. Yeah. So some of you guys, especially if you're women, you are going to be in a very wealthy position if you're not already in that position. A lot of you guys are growing something that's going to make you very wealthy, very stable, possibly even very affluent in your own communities. And you have a journey that you're on that I feel like you expect to be alone. Like there's something about your journey that doesn't tie into this person. Okay. And you want to distance yourself from this person because either they gossiped about you, which probably was also true, but they are kind of weak. Okay. Surprise. And gossip, bitch. This, I feel like there's definitely conversations going on about you, child, when it comes to this person and what they did and how people are seeing their true colors. That's crazy. People are talking about this situation. I feel like people are kind of shocked about you as well. Like it feels like people are shocked about like your choice or your decisions in this situation. And it's like people are saying like, oh, collective is the one who always had all the money. Collective is the one who always had all the ideas. You know, it was collective behind everything that person did, because look at what collective is doing now. Look at how they turn their life around. They going places. Like that's the conversation that I feel like is going on. And this person it's like they feel like nobody sees what they put in. They feel like nobody sees the effort that they, put into the situation as well. But what it is, they wouldn't be talked about so ugly and so nasty, I feel like, had they not come to you and did something that makes them feel guilty now, right? We saw that guilty card. That was the first card that popped out. They feel guilty because of the pain that they caused in the situation, which means that they're acknowledging on a certain level that they were the cause of a lot of the problems. I'm not saying that y'all are innocent, because you will be a fool to walk around and think that you're innocent in any of these situations that you're in. None of us are 100% innocent. None of us can really walk away 100% scot-free. Like we didn't do anything, unless it's a situation where you were victimized as a child by someone who was an adult. However, I digress. This feels like it was a relationship where a lot of the blame was put on you through gossip that this person maybe put out there or spewed about you. But now that you have embarked upon a solo journey and you've separated your energy from this person and people know that you're not together, because there's also something about that. Just with me saying it, I feel like this person could have also tried to possibly act as if you guys were still together when you were not together, or they tried to act like they were the ones who broke up with you when you were the one who left them. Whatever they could do, I feel, to put your image at a detriment, I think that's what they did. And they still can't get over what happened in the past. And I feel like it's because, when people struggle to move on and get over things, it's because they're not really taking accountability for the role that they played in the situation, right? Even if that role was submissive and they just, you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes people hold guilt and can't let things go because they wish they would have done more to kind of like, quote unquote, do the right thing. So it doesn't matter if it's something completely heinous or not. Sometimes people just have guilt because they should have done more, or they shouldn't have acted the way that they acted. And I feel like that's why this person can't move on. They can't remove themselves or detach themselves the way that you've been able to. And the further and further that you've gotten away from this person, it feels like the wealthier you've gotten. And wealth isn't just money, but I feel like quality of life has improved the further you've gotten away from this person. And I feel like you're going to be surprised when you kind of pick up on the sentiments of people who are observing your situation, because you may feel like everyone's against you. There's definitely whispers going on, and this person who is in your energy that this message is about, I feel like they definitely tried to sway public opinion with this false like personality or persona. But now that mask is falling off, and they know that you're about to reach a pinnacle of success that they're not a part of because you've been distancing yourself. There's no way that they would be able to come back now. That's how they feel. And it's like nobody would be talking junk about them if they wouldn't have acted so irrationally. That's what I feel. So what is the situation when it comes to this person that's in the collective's energy? See? The Empress. Wow. The Hermit and the Two of Cups. See what I'm saying? You are to yourself. You are minding your business. You are going within to try to learn the lessons or the knowledge or the information that you need to know. You're focusing on knowledge. You're focusing on wisdom. You're focusing on clarity from a place that stems from within. You want to connect with your higher self so that you can basically transition to the right timeline to get to this Empress level. Yeah, I feel like somebody's learning about like how you're doing through conversations with other people. So you may not realize that people are actually speaking really highly of you. And it's getting back to this person. What's the Empress? Oh my God. The Eight of Wands. Ooh, and the Four of Wands reversed. Yeah. People are... This is crazy. People are talking about, oh, since Collective got out of that relationship, since they got divorced, they really blew up quick. They really shot up quick. Look at that. You get what I'm saying? Since they got away from this person, they did this and they did that. Wow. They could even be saying you moved on quickly, especially if you're in a new relationship. But it kind of feels like you're more so like to yourself because the Hermit card came out. Seven of Cups and the Queen of Swords. You could have also told your story and people are like, wow, wow, wow. You know, like they're finding out what actually happened to where this mask is falling off as well. Yeah. I feel like there was a lot of confusion about this relationship. Like a lot of people thought you were happy with this person or that you were head over heels for this person. Girl, I saw that. Snowflake. Don't be trying to hit folks. A lot of people thought you guys were in this inseparable relationship or had this unbreakable bond, but I feel like they didn't see what was going on behind the scenes. There was an illusion that was going on behind the scenes when it comes to this connection. And people didn't know why you left. People didn't know why you moved on. But either you spoke your truth or some type of information came out to clarify it to people so that they could understand what was going on. What's the Four of Wands reversed? The World. Yep, it's over. It's done with. That's it. Five of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah, somebody told a lie about why the situation ended between you and this person. It could have been their family as well. There was a lot of like petty conversation going on. It really feels like a conversation thing or something petty that somebody was doing. Like whoever this person was could have been out a lot. Like people that know that you guys were married or that know that you guys were together would see this person out flirting with people or doing things. Like that's what I'm getting from this vibe. I'm getting that the person who's in your energy or what you need to know, I really feel like what you need to know is that your glow up is imminent. Your glow up is coming if it's not already here. A lot of you guys need to know that people are going to see you for the truth of who you are, not for the lies that someone tried to create for you. A lot of you need to know that the gossip that this person has spread is now backfiring. That's what a lot of y'all need to know. Because a lot of you guys were feeling down or being treated badly because of what somebody was trying to say about you or the way that they were trying to make you look. And now it's like people are seeing that, hey, collective don't actually look the way that this person tried to make them look. Collective actually seems like they got their head on straight. And this person seems like they a trash bag dusty. And it could be a woman or a man. I don't give a fuck. It's a lot of trash bag dusty people out there in the world, and it doesn't matter who it is that they are. But it's like, that's what I feel like you guys need to know, is that they couldn't move on from the situation, and they caused a lot of pain, especially through their words and their actions when it comes to trying to tarnish your reputation. And now that's turning around. What's the 8 of Wands? Ooh, the 5 of Swords. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And the only reason why they're doing that is because you're coming through as this Empress. You have something that they want. You have something that they need. You have something that you took away that ended up putting them in a negative predicament because it forced them to deal with their own shit. So of course they have to tarnish your name. Of course they have to talk shit about you. Of course they have to tell people how horrible of a person you are, and that you cheated and you lied and you were always a gold digger and you were always this and that. But, you know, their brokenness speaks for itself. 7 of Cups and the Fool card. Yeah. They may have even said, oh, I'm finally free from that. You know what? I'm finally free from whoever. I finally escaped that. But they were trying to cause confusion about this situation and spin the narrative. And you may have just, moved on silently. But it's definitely a situation where this person didn't want you to move on silently because they wanted everybody to know why they left and why you were horrible and why y'all ain't together no more. But it was all lies. 5 of Swords. There was a little bit of truth in there, but majority of it was lies. With the 8 of Wands, of course. And the 7 of Cups, of course. A bunch of lies. A bunch of, illusions. Half-truths. What's the 5 of Swords with this 8 of Wands? Oh, fuck. It went in my coffee, bitch. It went in the coffee. Now it's going to smell good like caramel and mochaccino. 8 of Swords. I can't believe it went in the coffee. Oh my God. I don't want the cards to stick together. It'll dry before we're done. Oh my God. Yeah, this person was heartbroken. Eight of Pentacles. August could be significant. Virgo, Leo. The 8th of a month. It's like all you were doing was working. The only thing that you were doing was working. That's probably all you had time to do. The only thing that you were thinking about was work. And you know why? Because you were worried about what this person was going to say or try to do, possibly in court even. Some of you guys had a situation where all you could do was work because whatever else you did, this person tried to spin the narrative and make it seem like you were doing something crazy. Like if you separated from somebody and like you would go out with your friends and maybe have a drink on Friday night or Saturday, whatever, this person would be lurking. They would be watching your social media. They would be like, oh, look at this person. They not taking care of their kids. They not working. All they do is go out and drink. They a fucking alcoholic. Like, it's like all you could do was work. That's all you could do. That's all you were thinking about. Because anything that you did, this person would try to flip it to try to remove themselves from accountability. What's the World? One more card for the World. Ooh, 9 of Wands. Yeah, you got out of this relationship because you wanted to get out of an abusive situation. That's what it is. You were getting abused and you were fighting back. And you were trying to get out of a situation where you were being put through a lot of hell. And you finally freed yourself. And it's like you were made out to look like this person who was extremely immature. You were made out to look like somebody who was delinquent, degenerate, like you didn't have any type of common sense. They tried to make you look like trash because that was just somebody throwing something in the trash. 6 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. Yeah. This family dynamic was an illusion. It's like whatever you portrayed out to the world wasn't really what was going on. And sometimes that's the thing that we have to learn as individuals that backfires on us. And I'm just being real with y'all. Like, the more you prop up somebody who ain't shit, the more you look foolish at the end of the day when it turns around. I mean, come on. It's so many examples of that in media right now. It's so many examples of that over time. You get what I'm saying? It's so many examples of that in situations where, unfortunately, a lot of women and some men prop up someone who ain't shit. And then at the end of the day, when it's found out that they ain't shit, you have to come out and say, yes, I propped this person up. And that kind of discredits you a little bit because it makes you look like, well, if they wasn't shit, why'd you stay with them and lie on who their character is about? Well, sometimes it's complicated. And sometimes you want to save face, not only for your kids, if you have them, or your family, people who depend on you, but also for yourself, because sometimes it's hard to accept the fact that you made the wrong choice, or that things didn't go as planned, or that, you drifted apart from someone. It's hard to accept that. But I think a lot of you guys made a courageous, bold move where you wanted to protect yourself from really feeling like empty inside. You really wanted to protect yourself and change your story from being empty and lackluster and just having a bunch of nothingness to look forward to every single day. I knew it was going to go off. So in order to do that, maybe even you wanted to protect your kids from someone who was very ungrateful, very negative, very unappreciative, very delusional when it comes to how families and parents and lives are supposed to look. You could have been dealing with somebody who was in a position where they got abused in their childhood and you wanted to end the cycle of abuse. That's what it looks like. You rather deal with a broken family and having to do damage control with your image and reputation than to have your children grow up in a situation where they never were appreciated or valued or even seen. So you took that L. You took that L for your kids to have a healthier life. And I feel like that's why you're showing up here as the Empress. And that's why there's a calculated effort to take you down or to make you look bad. Because by taking you down and making you look bad, they get to keep their cycle of toxic family dynamics going. They get to keep their cycle of cognitive dissonance, or whatever you want to call it, ignorance, a lack of common sense. They get to keep that unhealthy behavior going. With you out of the way, they don't have any wrench that they have to deal with being thrown into the illusion, the mirage of what their life is. But with you still existing and living and thriving and being who it is that you are and excelling, the further and further you get away from this person, that is a confirmation that is literally etched in stone that nobody in their organization can deny. So that's why they have to discredit you. That's why they have to get rid of you. That's why they have to move you out of the way. And some people take a lot of drastic measures to do this, but I think this was more of this person taking action, like doing things that made you look bad, doing things that were happening behind the scenes and then trying to point the finger to make you look bad, saying things to people, spreading gossip and rumors to try to make you look bad, try to make people think that you didn't appreciate them and you didn't appreciate who they were and you threw them away. But in reality, You were getting abused the whole time. You were getting thrown around the whole time, or your kids were getting abused the whole time. Or there was a lot of emotional and mental abuse that was going on the whole time that nobody saw. What's hidden that the collective doesn't see? The Lovers. Wow. There's a big choice here. I also feel like you're being brought together with things in your life that are actually meant to be happy. Five of Cups and the Knight of Wands. This is somebody regretting their actions because they love you. That's what they think. They're sad and upset because now you're angry. A lot of you also have secret admirers who are watching from afar. And they, Four of Cups just popped out. They're kind of disappointed in this other person's actions. They're disappointed in the person who did this to you. Because now they see you as this Empress energy who could possibly reject them because this person kind of took you through hell and back. That's crazy. I've never gotten that message before, but I felt it really strongly with that Knight of Wands and the Five of Cups. It really feels like you guys have people that may have even been interested in you before you got with this person. And now they feel like it's great that you're not with them anymore, but it also feels like they are kind of sad for you, or I don't think they're angry, but I feel like they're a bit disappointed in their fellow counterpart. Like whoever did this to you, they're disappointed in their group because they're technically grouped together with this person who did this to you, even though they're nothing like this person. And they feel like whoever this is ruined their chance of like having you at a very pure and authentic state where you hadn't been hurt yet, or you hadn't been abused yet. I feel like you're the one that they want, but they feel like you're not going to accept them, or that you will reject them flat out because of what this person did to you. That's what y'all don't know. Seven of Cups. I'm not sure you have more than one person looking at you like that, but I do feel like you have a lot of choices or options who want to present an opportunity to you. Like they want to reach out to you. They're very attracted to you, but they know you've been through something that may make you a little angry. And they're not saying that you don't have the right to be angry. I feel like they're just disappointed that someone did you so dirty like that, to where now it's going to make it harder for them to come towards you genuinely and authentically, and you actually believe who they are. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like this resentment that I feel towards whoever did this to you from other people who were interested in you. What's the Lovers? Temperance and I was about to say the Ace of Swords, but it's the Two of Swords. I almost said the Ace, the Page, trying to call everybody and ain't even calling the right name. Okay, what is this? The Ten of Pentacles and the Sun. I feel like you don't see that a situation is going to be balanced out. Like you don't see that there's going to be some type of equilibrium that's regained in this situation. What is the Four of Cups? Page of Cups. Some of you may even have children that feel like you made a good choice. People on social media that feel like you made a good choice. It's like there's this aspect of support. Like there's this energy of support that it's like invisible support for you. The Devil and the Queen of Cups. I also feel like if your children were abused or manipulated into having negative thoughts about you by someone else, I feel like it's going to balance out, but you don't see it yet. Like you don't see It's something about how, like, especially if you had a marriage, it's something about how the other person who was trying to tarnish your character regrets doing that because of the effect on the children or something. Like they tried to because children's imaginations are so vivid, they try to create this horror story of you or make you into this devil. And now this could even be something that's playing out. Like, just say you don't have custody of your kids, right? You don't see that the person who took your kids away from you, and I'm not going to say that you don't deserve not to have custody because I don't know your life or your story or what you did. But whatever the situation is where they tried to create these imaginary like scenarios in your kid's head about you, whether you're masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. It's like backfiring because everything is backfiring. Like everything this person tried to do is backfiring in their face. Because it's like something about what the kids are doing now is making this person regret what they did to create these negative like images. What's the Page of Cups? The devil, bitch. There's a lot of delusions and illusions. Like with the Page of Cups. It's like something about this person's focus on this situation with you is taking them away from something else. It really feels like there's just a lot of regrets and wishing because someone is disappointed about what they did. I also feel like there's an aspect of like children. Because we saw the Six of Cups and the Four of Cups together. I feel like there's an aspect of like children being neglected or toxic like family dynamics. Page of Swords with the Devil and the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like there's people or a child or somebody's finding out that there was a lot of, it's like they're discovering that there was just a lot of like falseness and fakeness that was going on when it comes to you and what you were working on or what you were trying to achieve. What's the Two of Swords and the Temperance? The Star reverse. What the heck? Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, and then we saw the Ten of Pentacles and the Sun. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys also don't see that a lot of things that you were meant to be given or a lot of things that you were supposed to receive that you didn't receive, that kind of slowed your evolution process, are going to be balanced out. Like it's going to be rectified. What's the Star reverse? Ten of Swords. Yeah. What? Come on now. Come on now. You gonna stop a star from shining? That's what the goal was. There was definitely a large betrayal that you didn't see or that was kind of hidden from you. You felt it going on like a smear campaign. That's what it feels like. It was like a smear campaign against you. People's family was egging it on. There was definitely a group team effort of someone trying to withhold something that belonged to you, whether it was your children, and your children don't belong to you. But what I'm saying is you have a right to be in your children's life. I believe that everyone on this planet, whether you're a man or a woman, I don't care, however you identify, if you have a child, you deserve to be in that child's life unless you are of physical detriment to that child, unless you're someone who doesn't take care of the child or neglects the child or abuses the child. I feel like as long as you have the best interest of the child, I don't care whatever the other parent feels. If you have the best interest of the child, and you want that child to succeed, and you're not smearing the other parent, you're not dogging the other parent, you're not creating financial instability, nutritional instability, like whatever. If you're a good parent, you should be able to be around your child. Now, I also feel like there needs to be more in the court system that focuses around psychology and people's mental state when it comes to determining these things about their children. I feel like there needs to be a psych evaluation, and there needs to be someone professional who comes in to make a determination, who's not in cahoots with the government, to determine the eligibility of the parents. But if you are not a threat to your children's safety, and you are not a threat, whether it's physically, emotional, mentally, financially, spiritually, to the other parent, then you have the right to be around your child. But if somebody is doing things like withholding child support, not paying their child support, but want to be around their kids, but they want to say, oh, well, that bitch can't have my money, but my kids can have my money. You sound ignorant and fucking stupid, because where your kids live at 90% of the time. That's dumb. Or somebody who says, oh, that nigga can pay child support, but he ain't gonna see his kid. You sound ignorant. What's the point? If that man ain't doing nothing to harm his child, you just don't want the child to love him. Like, I don't agree with none of that fuck shit, because all it does is hurt the kids. And I know this is possibly, a lot of y'all don't have kids or whatever. This could be just somebody who wanted to ruin your career. Some of y'all had a person who you were working with and ended up in a relationship with, and when y'all broke up, they wanted to ruin your career and tarnish your name and get you fired or get you, kicked up out of there. Whatever the situation is, there was definitely an attempt to pull the star out of the sky. They didn't want the star to shine, right? 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, there was definitely something about employment or work. If you were working on a business, if your career was taking off, if you had money coming in, this person tried to tarnish your image. You were very independent. It's like they wanted to remove you from your independence. They wanted you not to be able to take care of yourself. They didn't want you to get any opportunities. They wanted to sabotage and betray all of your opportunities. And you knew it was going on. But you didn't quite see it. You didn't have proof of it. What is the collective's energy in this situation, Hierophant? Yeah, you've been very consistent. You've been very balanced. You've kept yourself in check. You've tried to learn and grow from this situation. You've tried to understand the different aspects of this situation. Some of you may even have, partnered with certain organizations to try to help you. You've reached out for help. But I just think that, unfortunately, we live in a society that rewards the criminals. And I'm not talking about people in jail, because that's furthest from the truth. They reward the real criminals. They reward the real abusers. They give props and credit and promotions and clout and all this bullshit to the people who continue to keep this meat grinder going. But you've not changed your consistency this whole time. Yeah, King of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles. You wanted to educate yourself. And I feel this energy where you were just consistently detaching and pouring yourself into your work. And this person was arguing with the brick wall. They weren't arguing with you. What's the Hierophant? King of Swords reverse. Yeah, I feel like you were committed to disproving the lies though. But you weren't doing it in an active way. Your story never changed with the King of Swords and the Hierophant being upright. You always said the same thing. Your story never changed. And all of their lies have been consistent because their story keeps changing. Wheel of Fortune, 7 of Cups. Do you get what I'm saying? And you've been pointing out that their story keeps changing. It's always this, or now is this, or now is that. Okay, well then what the fuck is it? What's the King of Swords reversed? Hold on. What's the King of Swords reversed? 6 of Wands. I feel like it was kind of in reverse, but I feel like you've been trying to get people to pay attention to the lies that they are not looking at. You've been trying to get people to pay attention to the ignorance and stupidity of this person. Three of Wands, Five of Cups. I feel like there's a part of you that thought that this person would get caught sooner, or a part of you that felt like they maybe should have gotten caught sooner, or a part of you that felt like their lies would be exposed sooner, but maybe that's not what happened. You thought, people were going to see the scars and see the abuse and see the lies and would believe you, but they still haven't. And I'm telling you, it's because people love to prop up abusers. I'm telling you, because they are either an abuser themselves, or they're an enabler, or they're somebody who profits in some way, shape, or form off of said abuse. They profit from the meat grinder. They benefit from the meat grinder. If you're getting abused, then they're not getting abused. If the focal point is on you and you look bad, they avoid some type of, repercussions. Now, the only part about this that I feel like you need to work on is you focusing on this person getting their comeuppance. That's what you need to stop fucking worrying about. A lot of you have never been worried about that. But a lot of you may have been in court battles, in and out of the legal system with this person. A lot of you guys need to let it go. And I'm being honest. Because a lot of you guys expect for a victory in the situation where there's been a loss, and it's because you want to see this person finally get what they deserve. And you have a right to want that, because if somebody literally has affected your life to the point where they've taken you through hell and back and try to drag your kids through hell and back, or try to drag your family through hell and back. Yeah. There's a piece of that where you're like, yeah, bitch, you need to sit down. You need to take several seats, and you need to be chained to those seats so that you can't hurt anybody else. And I get that. But I'm telling you, for your own well-being and your own health and safety and security, which I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or psychologist, the disclaimer is below, but just in general, you need to let that go. So it's like waiting for this person's lies to be exposed. You have to let that go. But I do feel like your story has been consistent the entire time, and that you were just waiting for the things that you were continuously doing, like in your own field of study, your own field of work, to be accepted or acknowledged. Like, some of you guys aren't worried about what happens to this person. So I get it. I just had to say that for the people who were. But for those of you who have only been focused on your work and your career, a lot of you guys you've been in this energy where you're just plugging away, being consistent, trying to keep working, trying to keep focusing, because it's like you want to just be recognized for the accomplishments that you've made, the good things that you've done in life, the ways that you've tried to move the needle forward. That's really what you're focused on. And I think that's how the Six of Wands was about to be in reverse. It's like you're not paying attention to the lies. All you're thinking about is the truth. Because you knew this person was going to lie. You knew this person was going to try to flip the script, okay? What is the energy of this? Child. I was about to say, what's the energy of this person around the collective or in the reading? Wheel of Fortune reverse. Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. This person hasn't moved forward in a long time professionally. And I think that's why they're jealous of you. Because you put a lot of time and energy and effort into your professional life. And I think they're jealous of that. What's the Wheel of Fortune reversed? The Ten of Cups. Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Yeah, I feel like it's coming out that this person, I feel like this person has an illusion of being independent or being on their own or being able to like handle things in their life. There's something about this person trying to either create hardship for you or block things from moving forward for you, or they're like trying to create an illusion that things are moving forward for them more than it is for you. What's the Ten of Cups with the Wheel of Fortune reverse? Yeah, Seven of Swords. This could even be like a scenario that's going on with somebody who's approaching you, and you may find out about the gossip that's surrounding their image. Like, this may not even involve you. Some of you guys may have been like, damn, this whole reading is not about me. So what you need to know is I don't know. This is the thing. You can't always believe gossip. You can't always believe what people try to say to make another person look bad, because it could be a lie, right? This could be the gossip that someone has spewed about you to try to make people uninterested in you romantically because they don't want you to move on. This could be gossip that you're hearing about someone else and you either believe it or you don't believe it. Or this could be a person coming into your life that's gossiping about their ex, trying to make themselves look more appealing when in reality they were the problem. So take it how it resonates, because you may want to be careful if you're in a situation where someone is interested in you but they have all this shit to say about their ex. This is the thing for me. If for any of you guys who have not experienced that type of stuff, run. That is a red flag. When you have some grown ass person, male or female, or indifferent, talking about everything that their ex fucking did and how their ex was so horrible, and if it wasn't for their ex, they would be doing this or that or this or that. Run. Because if they talk about that motherfucker like that, as soon as you do something that they don't like, that's how they're going to be talking about you. You lose them just how you get them. So if you get somebody when they're married in a relationship and you cheat with them, that's how you're going to lose them. If you get somebody and they, are forceful and abusive, that's how you're going to lose them or get away from them or be running from them. If you get somebody that's always talking shit and wants you to, heal their wounds from their horrible past person, that's how y'all's relationship is gonna be demised, however you want to call it. But you have to understand that not everything that people say is true. And just because somebody wants you to believe something negative about another person doesn't make them a negative, it doesn't mean that it's true. Because you could have somebody trying to talk to you about their ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, baby mama, and you might want to go talk to her. Ask them, be like, let me get her number. Let me talk to her. Because I want to know, the truth. And I want to, if she's really as horrible as you say, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, because this is one-sided. And I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't true. But what I'm saying is that, like, hey, if we're going to be in a serious relationship and you're coming at me with these advances about a serious relationship, or you want to sleep with me all the time and, be in my house and all this other stuff, common law, whatever you want to call it, where people got rights to your property, you got to evict them motherfuckers. Let me talk to her. You know what I mean? Like, let me get her side of it. And because I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I want to see if there's any red flags that pop out at me, and that'll help me to feel more secure about what it is that you're saying so that we can move forward. And I don't think that that's bad. You get what I'm saying? Especially if somebody has children with a person. They're going to be co-parenting regardless. So it's like, to me, if you have somebody who actually loves and cares about you, and they don't necessarily believe the hype, they'll take whatever they want to take from that conversation and move forward how they want to move forward. I don't see any problem with it. I don't have a problem with nobody talking to my exes, because if them motherfuckers get along and they look at me different because they talk to my exes, then I wasn't gonna be right with we weren't gonna be right no way. If y'all get along with them on a level that, now you believe everything that they say about me, that's a good vetting process for me. And if you're a man, and your new girl wants to talk to your ex, if the new girl is worth a damn, the same situation applies. If they end up being buddy and besties and everything like that, hell, it might improve y'all's connection and co-parenting relationship, or it can show you that maybe that bitch ain't for you. Whatever. I don't care. But whatever this is a situation where somebody is so focused on preventing another person from moving forward because they no longer benefit from what that person gave. Chariot is at the bottom with the 7 of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. This person who's involved with this is moving funny. Chariot, 7 of Swords. They may even be traveling or doing things secretly, acting like they're single when they really have a family that they're not going to move on from. This could be somebody who's lying to you about committing to you. What's the advice? 6 of Swords, collective. Why did the 6 of Swords come out for your advice? What does this look like to you? You tell me. What does this look like to you? 6 of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Somebody is offering you this long-term image or this long-term future. Now, some of you are getting an offer professionally that's leading you to where you're meant to be when it comes to like your legacy. I feel like some of you could be receiving an offer from somebody and moving on to something long-term or moving forward with something long-term. Just depends. But I definitely feel like if those of you who are watching are the ones whose reputation was tarnished by a liar, that's their energy. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they deceive, they omit to create this false illusion, but nothing is really moving forward in their life. What's the 6 of Swords? Queen of Swords. Yeah, it's like what plan or strategy that you have right now, and I feel like Spirit is telling you to make the best decision for yourself. You know the truth. You see the truth. I feel like all you can think about is moving forward, and a plan that you have to move forward is the only thing that's on your mind. Or focusing on moving forward is the only thing that's on your mind. What's the Queen of Swords with the 6 of Swords? Could be Aquarius energy. 5 of Wands. Wow. 3 of Swords, 9 of Cups. What was that other card? It was the Ace of Swords. What was it? The Ace of Swords. Wasn't the Knight of Pentacles. It was the Hermit, I think. Yeah. 3 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 9 of Cups. Yeah, you're totally separated from this, like, hostility because you know the truth. You could be taking an offer behind someone's back and moving forward kind of secretly. What's the Five of Wands with this Queen of Swords? Chariot. Yeah, I feel like things are about to start moving quickly for you. Ten of Wands. Two of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, that's Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you're trying to release a burden. It definitely could be a financial burden. I feel like you're trying to invest in something that can make your future less financially stressful. And I feel like you're seeing the amount of conflict that you doing what you want to do has caused in a situation. Like there's a dynamic here with a group. There's definitely a dynamic here with a group. It could be a family dynamic. It could be some type of like career or professional dynamic. But it's like, I feel like you guys see the writing on the wall when it comes to this group of people kind of like being upset about things moving forward quickly for you, or being upset that you're receiving an offer or an opportunity. And it's like the further that you get away, and this could even be like friendships where people were gossiping about you. Like it just feels like there's a situation where somebody tried to dim your light. Ten of Swords, Star. And it's like you've changed, but you haven't really strayed too far away from the core of who you are. And I think that's what's bringing you this success. You're like, if I just stay consistent, I'll learn what I need to learn. I'll know what I need to know. I'll reach the level that I'm supposed to reach. Like, it's not like you're trying to be out here as some crazy celebrity. Ace of Swords, Two of Pentacles. I don't think you're trying to be out here like making it rain and, you know, making people jealous of what you have going on. That's not what it feels like. It really feels like you're just trying to like follow your journey in life. And I think because of that, you have always been authentic to who you are to a certain degree. I think you've just matured with this Empress energy over time. And there's no, like, the Emperor is not out here. There's one King in reverse. There's a Queen of Swords upright. There's a Star reverse. There's the Devil. You get what I'm saying? So there's not like a lot of people out here that look like they're, you know, respectable counterparts for you. And I just feel like this is a situation where you were around a lot of people who were just not in the right headspace or not vibrating at the right level to understand and appreciate who you are. And even though they may try to say, oh, you've changed, or, oh, you're trying to make yourself look different or whatever, it's like, yeah, you may have been a little more rough around the edges, but you've always been true and authentic to who you are. With the Ten of Swords and the Star reversed, it's like, I feel like people were trying to target your credibility. They were trying to make you look, you know, unsavory. They were trying to make you look like you weren't credible, or you didn't know what you were talking about, or you were being fake, or you were somehow inauthentic, and they know the real you, you know. But it's like you've never really changed over time from who it is that you've always been the same person. You've just evolved and learned and matured over time to where, yeah, for an ignorant fucking stupid person, you may look different. But for people who have knowledge of life's changes and they have knowledge of maturity, they just see you as, you know, walking through the stages of your life. And what they really see when somebody is saying how much you've changed and how much you try to fake your personality or whatever they're saying, what the people listening to them see is that this person is a little bit of a liar. They're a little bit delusional. When they talk about things, it doesn't actually make a lot of sense. And they haven't really changed at all, which says a lot too. A lot of people will try to say, oh, you've changed. But it's better to evolve and change than it is to always be the same. Do you want to be the same motherfucker that you were when you were 16 in high school when you're 40? That looks a little bit more questionable to me than somebody who becomes a little bit more classy or somebody who becomes a little bit more refined. It looks worse to be the same as your high school years than it does for you to grow in maturity and maybe adjust the way you present yourself. So I think that's what people are really picking up on with motherfuckers out here. What else does the collective need to know when it comes to love? Ooh, that's interesting. Surprise came out in reverse and we got surprise over here. So surprise came out in reverse, checking on you in reverse. Then we have the title card and feeling defeated. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you are not surprised that someone has not checked on you or seen how things are going with your career or your relationship or your job, because you know that they feel defeated. Like, you pick up on someone's energy and you know the reason why they haven't come around is because they feel like you won. They feel like you beat them. I feel like you're picking up on somebody's energy who's feeling defeated because they knew what you were going to end up as. They knew who you were going to be. They knew who you were, and they tried to make it seem like that's not who you were. Feeling still very in love. Okay. Can't get over them. Trying to reconcile. Somebody definitely cannot move on. Happiness. Your happiness is making someone else feel defeated. That is wild. What is this surprise reverse checking on you reversed? What is this surprise reverse checking on you reversed? Justice. Yeah. It's like somebody already knew who you were going to be. They already knew who you are. Three of Pentacles. Page of Swords. They knew that you were going to get somewhere in your life, in your career, in your work, because you create quality work. They know who you are. So they're not shocked. They don't have to look into you. They know you're doing well. And that makes them feel defeated because they know that your success makes you happy and successful. And they feel defeated because they don't have that. What else for the scan in the scene? Feeling defeated, checking on you reversed. Surprise reversed. Yeah. Ace of Wands and the Eight of Cups. Really, I feel like it was this way because I saw the Eight of Cups first. But yeah. Somebody definitely knows that you got justice by detaching your energy from them and following your goals, pursuing your dreams. You were more motivated and inspired. I think somebody just wanted to play a part in your journey. Oh, and there's the Emperor. Interesting. Now, this could be your father for some of you guys. Some of you have a father figure, an older masculine energy that feels like you did the right thing by walking away from this person and following your dreams, being on your own, being independent, not attaching yourself to this person. But for some of you, it's this person. And there's the Emperor energy hiding the whole reading and then wanting to come out at the end. Right. Kind of feels like somebody who wants to hide behind, other things or other people. They want to hide behind something that makes them feel more comfortable. Anything else that the collective needs to know about this situation? Yes, I was cheating. Wow. So somebody was definitely cheating or is cheating on a current partner. Excuse me. You are so smart. You have me figured out. If you feel like someone's cheating on you or somebody has a spouse somewhere and they're lying about their singlehood, believe it. Because you already know. I'm learning how to love myself now thanks to you. Yeah, so somebody was trying to... what else does the collective need to know? We're just going to get these two. Oh! It's a third one, bitch. I ghosted you. What? I ghosted you because it was getting too intense. I don't let people in my life easily because I have trust issues. You are so smart. You had me figured out. So you need to know that this person knows exactly who you are. They knew you were the star. And they wanted to tarnish your image, ruin your reputation, destroy your ability to grow and shine. Because they wanted people to think that like your point of view or your perspective was delusional or crazy or that you didn't appreciate them. It's like they wanted to turn you into this ugly person because they were afraid of people seeing who they really were. I want a second chance. Not being with you is killing me. I dream about you constantly. I hate that I have to wake up because it's so beautiful in the 5D. Well, oh well. Oh well, child. Listen, you better wake up and get some coffee. Smell the Folgers. That's what I feel like. What you need to know is that this person's reputation is crumbling. What is this? Yes, I was cheating, ghosted. You're so smart. The Emperor. The cards and the energy do not lie, bitch. Okay. 8 of Pentacles and the Fool. This person knows that the work that you do or the career that you're focused on is what freed you from them. The fact that you never gave up your job, especially if you're married to this person or you had kids with this person, y'all had a family. I don't know if this person wanted to keep you barefoot and pregnant. I don't know if this person wanted you to quit your job, be at home all the time so that they could have ultimate control over you. I don't know what the fuck they was trying to do. But they know that whatever you're doing for work, whatever business that you have, whatever career that you had, gave you this new beginning. And that's what you're focusing on. And that's what helped free you from them. Page of Pentacles. Judgment. Yep. So they're waking up to the truth about this whole situation that I feel like they wanted to keep you hidden. The Moon is at the bottom and the 4 of Pentacles. Somebody wanted to keep you hidden so that they could possess your gifts and abilities for themselves, so they could use you to tell them their future, so they could use you to prop them up in situations like that. And I just feel like you wasn't going for that shit. And they try to tell people, oh, they walked out on a loyal man. They walked out on a loyal woman. I was there for them and I did this and I did that. And in reality, they really didn't do shit. They really didn't do nothing but try to hold you back. The signs that are out here, I see Cancer with this Chariot, Aries or possibly Taurus with this Emperor. Okay, let me see what else. Sagittarius, maybe Gemini with the Wheel of Fortune, Libra or Taurus with the Justice card. The World could be Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. I was about to say Libra again, but actually Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, or Leo. Okay. The Empress, possibly Virgo, Taurus, Libra, Hierophant, Taurus, possibly Libra. The Star, Aquarius, or Leo, because it's reversed. Capricorn with the Devil, Sag with the Temperance, Gemini with the Lovers. So there's Sag energy, Gemini energy, and Capricorn energy, along with possibly Aquarius or Leo that's involved with what's hidden. Okay. You may be a Taurus or a Libra or a Virgo or any other sign, but you're kind of embodying that energy. Scorpio is out here. Libra is out here. Cancer is out here. It's pretty much everybody, so to speak. I just feel like what you need to know is that you don't have to fight so hard when it comes to trying to put your reputation back in order. You don't have to really put any energy into this situation. Even if you still have to co-parent with this person, you don't have to put a lot of energy into this situation because your reputation is fixing itself. It's like, after so long, you can only keep up an illusion for so long. You can only keep up a lie for so long. And people are surprised because of where your journey is taking you because of all the negative shit that's been said. Now this person is afraid of the gossip. So it's like what Spirit wants you guys to know is that there may even be a lot of conversation about this situation that you've been dealing with. People may want to interview you. I don't know what this is, but it's like what you need to know is that you don't have to fight so hard to like repair your reputation, because this person knows that you were always going to be somebody. And the only reason why I feel like they worked so hard to try to tarnish your reputation is because they knew who you were. Okay, if they try to make it seem like they don't know what they're doing, or they try to make it seem like they don't know who you are, or they try to make it seem like they're diminishing the situation, or, they don't want to take accountability for what they did, just ignore that shit. They know exactly who you are. They know exactly what they did. And they know that right now, the reason why they feel so fucked up is because they did it. And because they are who they are. And they couldn't avoid the cycles of their lower vibration and the cycles of their, lower energies, their shadow side, to rise up above this situation and actually become what they're jealous of you for becoming. And that's on them. That's not on you. So what's the advice for the collective? Love. Look at that. I give my heart, ready to receive the heart of another. The angels are supporting your relationship and want to remind you of the importance of giving love and support to your partner. Spend time with your loved ones and balance your affection in a healthy way. So even if this is platonic love, friends, children, parents, family, maybe even somebody romantically who's reaching out to you, because this is like Cupid's arrow, child. Don't be afraid to open up to love. Don't be afraid to receive love. Don't be afraid to allow someone into your life, because I did feel like there was someone who was coming towards you, and there may be a few people coming towards you. To be honest with you, I feel like there may be a few offers that are made, but you're going to have to discern which ones are right for you. They may come in back to back. Like you may get an offer from someone or get approached by someone, and they don't really like give you, not necessarily the butterflies, because that's to me a red flag, but they don't give you that long-term feeling of security and stability and longevity, right? But you may decide, okay, so since they don't give me that feeling, I'm going to move on. I'm going to let them know like this is how I feel. And then you meet someone else, and they may be a little closer, and things may last a little longer. And then, depending on how it goes, either you stay together or you part ways. Then there's going to be somebody else. I feel like that's how it is. It's like Spirit is just going to keep giving you a choice when it comes to who you want to be with, how you want to open up, where the relationship goes. And you're going to have to be able to get past this situation so that you can open yourself up to receive the love that you've always deserved, but that you may not have been given. Okay. At the bottom, boundaries, bitch. I know that's right. I am worthy and deserving of setting and maintaining boundaries that serve me. The angels want you to remember, if you keep prioritizing the needs of others and ignoring your own, then things might fall apart. For once, love yourself and do things that please you, no matter what others might say. And some of you guys, I feel, have been focused a lot on your work. This came up in the reading too. A lot of you have been focused a lot on your work because you were afraid of being judged by others for being in another relationship. You were afraid of being judged by others for living your fucking life. And Spirit is trying to tell you, hey, don't fucking do that. Set boundaries with people and let people. Sometimes the boundary is just you speaking up and letting people know that your life is your life and you have the right to live it just like everyone else on this planet. And just because of who you are, or just because of who you've been with, or just because of what people say, doesn't mean that you cannot live your life just as freely as everyone else on this planet. And that is setting a boundary in itself. When you speak up for yourself and you don't bend to the will of other people's desires for your life. Okay, because I think some of you guys have put other things to the side that you wanted because you were, fearing that whoever this person was going to spin the narrative and say something that would cause you some type of backlash. And Spirit is telling you not to live your life like that anymore. Now, trust says, regardless of the outcome, I am taken care of. The angels ask you not to worry about the resolution of the current situation. Instead of trying to solve the problem with sheer force, trust you will get exactly what you need. And that also touches on what I was talking about when it comes to your energy and kind of like expecting or wishing that this person would have gotten their comeuppance by now. That's what I was talking about. Okay. Let them handle it. Let your spirit team and your ancestors and everybody who fights for your justice handle it so that is less of a burden on your back. Okay. So I hope that helped you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Book your readings, you guys. Get in the comments. Let me know if it resonated. Thank you so much for all of your support. Y'all check out Casey Nicole Speaks and my other content. And that's it. That's all, you guys. I will see y'all next time. Bye.